Once said, the most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. I am Sirisha. We'll be talking about Pepsi. Pepsi is a brand that just about everybody knows throughout the world because their products are sold in over 200 countries and territories. It is the company that you already know is big, but even bigger than the most people realize. You may make mistake in thinking that it is all Pepsi brand or all soda, but that is not the case. Company that sells $1 billion a year will be pretty big, while PepsiCo is owner of 23 separate brands that all exist. The figures, in addition to numerous separate brands that all combine $70 trillion in revenue, consistently placing them towards the top of the Fortune 500 list, meaning they are one of the most biggest companies out there. For today, I want to outline 5 of their sales categories that I think that demonstrate their size and diversity over years. Some of them are unexpected while others no longer exist, but they have all helped PepsiCo to shape into the globally significant company that they are today. It all started with Pepsi, which goes back to late 80s, born in Carolinas in 1898. Pepsi Cola has a long and rich history. It was first called as Bard's drink. The drink is an invention of Cal Brabham, a pharmacist and a drugstore owner. In 1902, he launched the Pepsi Cola company in the back room of his pharmacy and applied to the US Patent Office for a trademark. At first, he mixed the syrup himself and sold it exclusively through soda fountains. But soon, Caleb recognized that a greater opportunity existed to bottle Pepsi so that people could drink it anywhere. Pepsi is a carbonated soft drink that is produced and manufactured by PepsiCo, created and developed in 1898 and introduced as Bard's drink. It was later renamed as Pepsi Cola on June 16, 1903, then to Pepsi in 1960.
I'm Shweta. Pepsi was created in 1898 by a North Carolinian pharmacist named Caleb Brabham. The drink's name comes from the distinctive pepsin and cola nuts, which are used to flavor the drink in the early 20th century. Pepsi was a relatively small brand, struggling to compete with Coca-Cola, but in the 1950s and 1960s, Pepsi underwent a major rebranding effort, which included new packaging and advertising campaigns. The company also introduced the famous slogan, "Come Alive, You're in the Pepsi Generation," which resonated with a young consumer and helped to protect the brand to new heights. Pepsi was able to pay more radio stations across America to run their ads over and over again. They come up with a clever plan to stay in business. Pepsi decided to change the color of their brand to red, white, and blue to show their patriotism. The idea was Pepsi would be able to make money from selling the ships for scrap metal, and this was reported in the New York Times.
Hi, I'm Swati, and today I'm going to speak about the dark truth of Pepsi. For several decades, Pepsi was highly successful brand thanks in the past to its aggressive marketing campaigns and innovative product launches. But in 1990s, Pepsi's fortune began to decline. One major factor was the rise of health consciousness among consumers. So, Pepsi's sugary drinks were increasingly seen as unhealthy and sales began to suffer. Another factor was the emergence of new competitors such as energy drinks and flavored waters, which began to eat away the Pepsi's market share. So, Pepsi attempted to counter these challenges with a series of new products, including Pepsi Max, Pepsi Edge, Pepsi Blue, etc. However, these efforts were largely unsuccessful, and company's financial performance continued to deteriorate. In 2014, Pepsi filed for bankruptcy, making the end of an era for this one great brand. Let me tell you about the lesson learned from this. The story of Pepsi's downfall offers several important lessons for businesses of all sizes. First and foremost, it is essential to stay relevant to changing consumer preferences. In today's fast paced marketplace, companies that fail to adapt quickly can find themselves left behind. Second, the innovation is the key. Pepsi's attempts to launch new products were admirable, but they ultimately failed because they didn't resonate with consumers.
One, go.
Hello everyone, I am Shrikant from B section. I will conclude the topic. PepsiCo is the truly dominated company with the mega industries and brands famous and the embedded all over the world. With the strategies of diversification of the system, it is able to expand product portfolio through the hybrid distribution of the system with the lesser cost with the companies the fail play their large size, and the PepsiCo is the most able to the continuously reach the company in the single direction will being the support by all of the companies, not a just single drive the company like fruit like. Thank you everyone.